We're back Monday, 2 o'clock. Lancaster Connects. Happy to be here. I'm Jeff.
I'm Ben.
And this is Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Yeah. We're back with another exciting episode here. A little business to do as we jump in. I don't know about you.
Me?
I'm saying to our watchers.
I got you.
Listeners.
I got you.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. I don't know about you, but I sure wish that winter would just let go and spring would just take hold.
We had very much spring over the weekend.
I was out.
Fantastic.
I was out riding in it, motorcycling in it yesterday.
We had baseball practice, and my wife looked at my neck. Lindsay looked at my neck, and she was like, "You got really burnt. You didn't wear sunscreen." I got in trouble. Get a little burn.
Yeah.
Get the first burn of the season. Maybe it's out of the way now, so the rest of the spring and summer will be good.
So you locked it. You locked in.
I locked it in.
Locked in the toasting.
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
I guess so. But no, it was beautiful out. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I have a diesel truck that I drive, and I tucked away my cord to plug in to warm up the engine block. And now I see that was premature because I looked ahead and it's 27 degrees later this week. Fantastic. Fantastic. Anyway.
Such is March.
Such is March, right? We're in what's the joke? Our third winter season.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah. Anyway, we're here to learn more from Becky about all the great work that she does at the Manheim Township Education Foundation. But really quick, my mattress buying tip for you. I was here Saturday in as I often am, working with our sales team, helping guide them to serve you at the highest level possible. And then I stayed around later. If you look, you can check out on our social media. I created, this is really cool. This is going to take over the mattress world. The Rack-O-Matic Slide-O-Matic 3000 little display rack.
I think Chris called it the Jeff-O-Matic.
Jeff-O-Matic. Yeah,
Chris, podcast producer Chris.
We went back and forth on the name. To be determined. Either way, we're trademarking all of it, so you can't take it. But here's what I picked up, and this is my mattress tip, and it was interesting. When you come into a retail establishment of any kind, it just dawns on me that you almost should be ready to communicate, ready to have a conversation, expect to have a conversation. And look, we're adept at handling all types of people, working with all types of people here, and we're happy to do so. We're happy to meet you where you are. I think our reviews say as much. We're at 629 reviews with a 4.9 rating. We are a no pressure environment. But the one thing that, kind of starts things off oddly is the silent treatment. Yeah.
Talk to the hand.
Yeah, we're not doing the Heisman thing here. And so we love to serve. We're here to serve. We're here to help. We're here to educate. I mean, every week we give you a free book offer to mail out a book to you to help you in this buying decision. We do this show to serve our community. We have a blog we're updating weekly. We are the company to get information from, but we can't help you if you're just kind of standoffish and don't want to have a conversation.
Great point.
And listen, our team they are compensated to serve you at the highest level possible. That doesn't mean we take advantage of you. We are here to help. And even if that means helping you and you end up somewhere else, we're okay with that. We'll be fine. But we would love to serve at the highest level possible. So just be ready to have that conversation. Be open and honest with us. And we're always going to do the same for you. So that's my mattress buying tip this week.
Love that. So, there is. There's a Jeff-O-Matic, the Rack-O-Matic 3000.
Yeah.
We need a number with it too.
Well, that's what the 3000 is.
Oh, sorry.
Becky, I'm so glad you're here. Education.
I need sleep.
Throw some education foundation to this man.
Ooh, boy.
I don't know how much more of a number 3000 could be.
That's
sorry. It's a big number.
It is a big number. So it implies that there's 2,999 before that.
Yeah. Well, there was probably 2,999 ideas.
Iterations.
I've head how to make it up real quick. But anyway,
moving on.
It's time to introduce Becky Doumaux.
And she is going to spin our wheel of discounts at Gardner's Mattress and More. So Gardner's Mattress and More, 830 Plaza Boulevard. As Jeff said, we'd love to help you with your sleep needs. We'd also love to give you a discount to shop at Gardner's. And these are Lancaster Connects exclusive offers for those listening and watching today and this week. Maybe you'll catch it on Facebook later this week or on YouTube, LinkedIn, various places that you can watch this. But our guest each week, if you've been watching, helps us spin the wheel. So Becky, You've been prepped.
Yes.
You know what to do.
Absolutely. Who doesn't love to spin a wheel?
That's right.
Spin that wheel.
Yes.
Nailed it.
There we go. Looks like a free mattress protector. Free mattress protector, $59 value. So all you have to do to claim this offer is come into Gardner's Mattress and More. Again, 830 Plaza Boulevard, just behind Park City Mall. And you will get a free mattress protector. You have to say that you saw it on Lancaster Connects, though. And you saw Becky spin the wheel. Thank you, Becky.
No problem.
Nice job. That was some good
wheel spinning.
Good wheel magic. That was good. That was good. All right, Becky, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
What you do there at the Education Foundation?
Absolutely. I'm the executive director of Manheim Township Education Foundation, or MTEF for short. I've been with the organization. I'm on my third year. This is my third full school year. And the organization's been really near and dear to my heart as a Manheim Township parent. I have a son in the high school, and my husband's also a graduate of the high school. So there's some connections to our family. And I've just always had a passion for education. So being able to be in an organization that benefits education is really important to me.
Very good. Now, were you ever a teacher before?
I was. I started off as an elementary school teacher. I'm originally from New Jersey. I got my degree at Elizabethtown College. So out this way, I went home and taught for a few years. And then when I got married, I moved back out here, did some subbing and long-term things, and then moved into the nonprofit sector, into education adjacent nonprofits.
Very good. Very good. For those who aren't familiar, why do education foundations exist in the first place?
Sure. Education foundations exist because they help to fill voids that don't have funding within the regular school budget. So school budgets obviously cover so many things to make schools possible, from the infrastructure of the school, the staffing, the curriculum materials, the books, the technology, all of those things. And there are so many unique things that come up that are outside of that standard budget. So education foundations exist to help make some of those really innovative hands-on experiences for students possible that otherwise wouldn't fit within this current year budget or next year's budget. It would be things that would otherwise be put on hold or would never happen.
Can you describe what some of those things are?
Sure. We largely function through a grant proposal process. So educators, and even in some cases students, can apply for a grant. Grants will range from less than $100 to tens of thousands of dollars. They really vary. And they impact all areas of a student's experience. So most of them are curriculum-based or extensions of curriculum or after-school extracurricular kinds of things. But we do things that benefit specific areas of interest of kids too, whether that be the arts or STEM, or sometimes things having to do with athletics. It just really varies based upon what that need looks like.
Got it.
What are some of the needs of in education today that the foundation can help with?
We really get to help with a lot of things. And I think a lot of it comes down to the diverse needs of students coming into the classroom. Students, it's known that students have different learning styles. They have different ways of taking in information, different background levels coming into an individual classroom. And a lot of times things that the Education Foundation is able to fund are things that help to level the playing field, or things that help to reach a student in a different way than a more traditional means. So back when we were in school, it was largely books and visual aids and maybe maps hanging in the classroom, something like that.
Oh, I love those maps. Maps that pull down from the...
We recently did a grant for those.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Do you like the ones with the... What is it? The relief? What's the right word? Like the map with the mountains and like...
The ridges.
The ridges. There you go. There was always 5 or 6 different maps on the chalkboard. I just got super excited.
So that's something that's really
Who knew that Ben loved maps?
Yeah.
Well,
that's as interesting as some classes got, I feel like, compared to what kids have now, right?
But those are things those are learning tools that really aren't in classrooms so much anymore. So we recently had a teacher at the middle school who teaches social studies who said, "Can I write a grant for maps?
Can I have maps?"
So he got one of those sets of nice drum maps that has the 5 different levels to it. Now they're all wipe off, so you can draw on them and such. That wasn't around in our time.
Enhancements.
So they have been enhanced.
If you vandalized a map back in our day, you got attention.
Bad. But
You had to write on the chalkboard.
his students were so excited to be using the maps because that was something different for them and more tactile than just seeing it on their screen. They were able to go up and interact with that map in a different way.
Yeah, it feels like, I've got a boy that's graduating in June, and I have another one that graduated 4 years ago. It feels like this pendulum of technology and interaction and learning feels like we swung really hard into computers and laptops. And it was cool. It was cool to see, 12, 15 years ago, our oldest come home with a Chromebook.
Right.
Like, that was cool.
Right.
Like, I like that. That was 12, 15 years ago. But it seems like we almost swung, just from my view, a little too hard into the screens to where now this example of maps in the classroom is exciting again. And maybe like my grandparents would be like, what are you crazy? We stopped using maps? Well, no, we didn't stop using maps, but kids just became really good at using Google Maps to plot like where they might go on this journey of exploration in their learning, right? But now we get back to the tactile thing. Are you seeing more of those requests?
We are. We're starting to see them really interspersed. So you'll see things like some that blend the technology with more traditional things. So if you look at Lego today versus Lego that we grew up with, not only do the kits that you might have at home, are they different topics than we had as kids where you just created your own Legos. But within the educational realm, they have Lego spike sets, like either essentials for the younger kids or prime for the older kids. And those Legos have a programmable brain essentially to it. So you can use it to do an engineering task, but you build hands-on to get those things first.
Is that what we're seeing on the screen there?
That's actually some of the pictures there where you see Lego. Those are actually Lego builds that were used in stop motion videos. So the students will use Legos to build whatever they're creating the video about. And then we were able to fund the Stop Motion Pro app that students were able to use within their STEM classes. And what's neat about that technology is they learn about it in their STEM curriculum, but then they can apply it to other areas across the curriculum. So maybe you have a social studies project where instead of doing a traditional project like a diorama or an essay, they're creating a stop motion using Lego or other things to convey the same information.
That's cool. You just mentioned
like that comes to mind at the high school. We have podcasting studios. So as we are today, we have 2 podcasting studios that we funded within the library, which are fully built out. And they have become so popular with classes across the curriculum areas that we now funded portable podcasting studios as well. So that's a cart that can be pulled out for students to use.
So kids at the high school, at Manheim Township High School, are hosting their own podcast shows?
Well, they're using them mainly for assignments.
Okay.
So they're very popular within like the foreign language department because they're able to practice their conversation in obviously in the foreign language. They'll be used for across other areas though, English and or ELA and social studies as a way to give a report, interacting with someone else, going through and doing a presentation as opposed to that style of standing up in front of the classroom.
Yeah, it's so funny. We keep talking and saying words like you said, English, and then correct it to ELA. Like it's not English anymore; it's ELA. And we talked about the maps, and
which stands for English Language Arts.
There you go. Yeah. And you said diorama, and I flashed on those little things we used to make out of the shoeboxes, right? And kids are making stop motion videos now. Like it just blows my mind. Like our projects and things that we had when we were growing.
So put your shoebox away, Boomer. Is that
pretty much?
Is that what we should?
I think so.
Reverting to.
I think so. I just think it's so cool that like those type of opportunities exist for kids.
Sure.
Hey, I'm going to do something. Our amazing producer Chris, I think, is going to be okay with this because I've already offered this back to him. We're going to make I think, Chris, if this is okay with you, I'm going to make a live on-air donation right here, right now. It's going to require me to just step out of frame. If this is okay with you, Chris, I'm going to do it right now.
I don't know what's coming.
I don't know either.
Watch out. Jeff is like getting excited. Oh, here. Hang on.
So while Jeff is doing that, what are some other projects that, so you mentioned the stop motion video, like what are some other cool things that you've been able to fund for kids to do?
So projects vary by age group, obviously. One of the ones that was really interesting to me recently at the high school, we have a course in advanced anatomy, as well as a course in anatomy and medical careers. And you can imagine the traditional studies of those would involve looking at diagrams and trying to understand body systems. I mean, I remember taking biology back in the day and trying to memorize all the different systems. One of our educators had been at a conference where they learned about it's called a mannequin system, and it uses anatomy and clay. And essentially what it is are skeletons that are about yay big, but they are able to build out all of the body systems using clay. So they go through one system at a time, and there's instructions for the students on how to actually build out the blood vessels or the muscular systems.
Out of clay?
So, out of clay. So they're able to fill in the space of that skeleton, showing everything that's in the human body. So a totally different way to really see the human body and anatomy in action and really have it hands-on without it being a dissection.
Right.
So,
which kind of grosses some people out.
Yes.
I remember back like 8th grade dissecting the worm and the frog.
Oh yeah. Pig. We had a pig in my high school. It was
a pig?
A fetal
we had
pig.
pig.
It was wild.
Yep.
Smelled.
I don't know that I remember that.
Yeah. Poor pig.
Okay.
I mean, he was already
Wilbur
taken care of when we got the pig, but yeah.
We had that as well. So
nice. All right. Well, my thing here, because I know everybody was with bated breath. What's Jeff doing? So I'm going to make here. This is a great little podcast device. Since you said podcasting,
yes.
Little PodTrack 4.
Okay.
You can run 3 microphones on this.
Cool.
And so, Chris, I hope this is okay. We offered to send this back to Chris. Chris, our amazing producer, sent this to us, and it's just been sitting. And so I'll happily give that to you.
Cool.
Little device, and your kids will, I'm sure, figure it out.
I'm sure.
They'll figure it out than we did, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We have great technology coaches at our schools. So
And
I'm sure it will be put to good use.
Yeah, you can run three setups through that. So this kind of dynamic right here.
Awesome.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that's courtesy of Chris Stone from Cast Ahead Productions.
Thank you, Chris.
Because he said,
you're welcome. Glad it gets great use.
The voice.
That is the voice of the best 5th-rate producer in all the land of America.
It was kind of like an Oz.
Yeah. Does everybody hear that voice, or is it just?
I'm pretty sure that was
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody can hear the voice.
Thank you, Chris.
That was Chris's opportunity.
It's like the great and powerful Oz.
So I like where this conversation is going, because we're showing people what education foundations do to bring in unique and fun things that kids really grab onto. So really 2 questions. I want you to share some neat interactions you've had with students going through that grant process.
Sure.
Right? Because there's a lot in the grant process. I think it is very applicable to real life skills.
Right.
Okay. And then are you finding more requests for funding of things bringing in like Career Center, VOTEC type things back into the classroom? Are you finding any of that?
We don't do anything specifically with like the CTC in terms of things being like hands-on and focused on careers and whatnot. I think that's a traditional grant topic that we see over and over again. You see different iterations depending on what course is asking for that information. We tend to see a lot of that within the technology education department at the high school. And other departments too, things like 3D printers, a lot of coding, robotics, these kinds of things, with a focus, I think, in this area too, on the manufacturing industry. There's a lot of careers tied into manufacturing. But then you also see things like that medical science side of things, like with the anatomy program. So we tend to see those things largely at the high school level. We also have evolved our visiting artist program to bring in more art experiences for kids at younger grade levels. So what we started doing this past year is making it a more consistent opportunity for students. So throughout grades K through 8, students will have multiple experiences with different professional artists. And that can be musicians, or it can be a visual artist, could be an author or an illustrator. And the idea is that we want kids to be exposed to these different art forms more regularly. So we're working with 2 elementary schools a year and either the middle school or Landis Run to invite them to have an artist who comes in multiple times to work with the students. This year we have Booker Elementary School is working with Luna dance company. They just had their first visits this past week. So it was really interesting to see the kids really relate to some more contemporary music and have the opportunity to move their bodies and talk about that art form as a way of expression, relating movement to history and communications and those kinds of things. We have an artist at the intermediate school, Julia Commanda, is working with students tying social studies to music and looking at geography and whatnot. And then at NEF, they're working with an artist, Peter Stevenson. They're going to be making masks, and each student's going to have the opportunity to show an interpretation of themselves in that mask and a reflection of themselves. So just some hands-on ways to not only explore and learn about art, but also learn about those careers and opportunities for kids within that realm.
So it looks like Chris has your webpage up there. A lot of these projects that you've mentioned, I've seen scrolling through. So you have all of the approved grants listed there?
Yes.
That's what we're looking at.
We have
there.
2 grant cycles a year, one fall and one for spring.
Okay.
So our current cycle will be open till April 1st. And then we have a review process with our grants committee, who then makes recommendations to our board of directors for final approval.
And then those, if approved, they would go into place the following school year?
Yes, it's really as soon as if the educators are able to start them. So the end of the school year, sometimes they'll start gathering those materials and preparing for it over the summer months. This past a year ago, we started a mini grants process as well. And the idea of that was just that our grant process can take a long time to from the time that someone applies to when they find out. It's typically a few months. And if you know anything about education, things are moving quickly, and teachers have ideas a spur of the moment. And if you're waiting 3 months to hear back, you might miss that opportunity. So we've started a mini grants program where grants of $1,000 or less will be considered on a rolling basis. So with those projects, we're able to help put things into place a lot faster.
Makes sense.
And that's been really neat to see. It's led to, I think, a new level of innovation because teachers are able to move more quickly with it.
Yeah. And then teachers don't have to dig into their own funds.
Correct.
To affect the great work they're doing in the classroom.
And teachers do that so much.
Right.
So we're hoping to be able to encourage them to reach out and get the support of the community. That's in essence what an education foundation does, is we give the community the opportunity to really support education, support teachers and educators, and help make some really unique opportunities available to our learners.
Yeah. And when you so nicely and eloquently say that to support the Education Foundation, what you're saying, this is where I get to be the hammer, so to say.
Sure.
You're asking for donations.
We always accept donations. Absolutely.
And those donations are tax deductible, I imagine.
Yes.
Yeah. Almost all education foundations are a C3 variant.
Correct.
Right.
Yep. We're a 501c.
501, yeah. I'm not your tax guy. I don't purport to be a tax person. I can just sound like I know what I'm talking about from time to time. Point being, your impact of giving is right there on their website, which is all in the show notes, is tax deductible. So if there's things you've heard, like, let's say you're connected to the sciences and to biology and chemistry, and you like the whole claymation anatomy thing that they help fund. Fantastic. You want to fund more of that? Make a donation, right? If you heard STEM and Lego and manufacturing in any one of those businesses, make a donation because it'll be put to good use. And I really like the, what did you call it? The rolling donations, less than 1,000?
Oh, the mini grants.
Mini grants.
Yes.
Like, that's great. An educator in Manheim Township, and they've given you a good idea. I don't know that it can say, make a donation, send it to this teacher. I don't know that it works that way. But you can help prime the pump, prime the funds, and make a donation.
Sure. And the other thing I'd add to that is, in addition to the traditional education foundation, we also facilitate the Alumni Association. So that's another arm of what we do, and a great way to help keep our alumni connected to today's students. So we don't actually run the reunions. We help to provide support for that, but we are increasingly providing opportunities for alumni to get together and to support students in current education.
Interesting.
That's cool. What type of events do you put together there for alumni?
So alumni, last year we started a Cocoa at HOCO. So at homecoming.
Cocoa at HOCO. Okay.
At homecoming.
What is Cocoa?
Hot chocolate.
Okay. All right.
Usually the
I'm a little
homecoming
slow.
game's a little cold.
I could probably use some cocoa.
So hot chocolate at homecoming. And then we've been doing regular meetups that are just drop-in meetups for alumni to get together, where it doesn't matter what year you graduated. So that's been a neat opportunity to see people coming together across different age groups who all share the common Blue Streak character trait.
That's cool. What is the character trait? Just
the
Manheim Township alumni. All right. All right. I didn't know if there's a specific trait.
Not one specific trait.
I got you.
I was just going to have to say there, if you asked what a Blue Streak was, being a Manheim Township guy,
true.
I was about to say, oh, we got to pause the show. I got to check in on Ben, check the vitals. We had a little stroke here. What's going on? We had numbers. We had the cocoa question.
It's just not, the synapses are not firing. It's just space up there, I think.
Sir, I think you need to read the book.
Right. Oh, goodness. Becky, you just wrapped up on Saturday a big event at one of the Manheim Township schools.
Yes.
What was that event? Where was it? And what was it all about?
Sure. We had our annual Mini Golf Madness event at Lancaster Connects Intermediate School. And that event kicks off actually the night before. So Friday night, we have kind of a lock-in style event with 9 teams representing 9 different Manheim Township high school clubs. And those students are each given a miniature golf hole to theme and decorate. We have a variety of supplies and materials out for them to use, but basically it's a time limited and materials limited challenge. So it's up to their creativity, what they put together. And then the holes that they decorate are showcased the next day at Mini Golf Madness, which is an event that's open to the public. We had about 350, 400 people come through during that time, ran for 4 hours. And in addition to enjoying the holes that the students create, they get to vote for their favorite, and we give prize money back to those high school clubs who created the most creative or engaging holes.
Very neat.
That's awesome.
That was really fun.
What was the hole that won? Is there
We haven't announced it.
Oh, okay.
Stay tuned to our social media and you will find out.
All right.
Yes. The votes are being tallied.
I bet there was some real creativity applied there.
It was awesome.
It's not just like windmills, right?
No. So the company that we rent the holes from actually offers like decorations so that they're not just plain, but we ask for them to be the more plain holes so that our students can then create a theme to it. So we had a variety of themes. We had a Spring into Inclusion theme this year from the Buddies Unified Club. We had Tri-M did a Legally Blonde hole because that's our high school musical coming up this weekend. The ideas that these kids create, it's just awesome what they put together. So you have 4 to 6 kids for each hole. And
I saw some Minecraft.
Yeah, these were last year's holes.
Okay. So that's so cool.
Our engineering students create wonderful feats of engineering. This year they had a theme that had to do with skiing. So they built ski slopes and they actually had a chairlift that they had going across the holes with little Lego people on chairs. And it's amazing what they come up with. The little details they think about. It's really fun to see.
And I'm sorry, what age level kids?
The high school students.
They are high school students.
Yeah, the high school students create the mini golf holes. And then people of all ages come for the event itself. And then in addition to mini golf, we fill the cafeteria with activities that families can enjoy together. And all of those activities highlight recent MTEF grants. So they're able to do some of, we had indie robots there, which are a sturdy robot, I'll say, for little kids that are color coded. So based on the color tile underneath the indie robot, when it drives over it, it tells the robot to turn left or right or spin or go fast or go slow or stop. So that's a basic way for kids to learn coding before they get into something a little bit more advanced as they get older.
Oh, very cool.
We had indoor drones that they could fly. That's part of our 7th grade STEM, and that had been a recent grant as well. So it was a neat way for people to be able to experience some of what their kids experience in our classrooms.
Very neat. Very neat. I had asked about the grant writing process for the kids, for the learners. Is there a moment in time where you've seen, is there like a success story you can share about a student that submitted a grant and they went through the process and they were really proud of their work, and like, what did that grant do?
Sure. So the grant process for high school, it's mainly for high school students. And we tend to get a handful a year. It's not a a predominant thing that we do with grants wise. But each year we have about a handful of grants that come in, and they're typically a passion project of students. So one that comes to mind a few years ago, a young man who was on the chess team was really interested in helping to expand the interest in chess. So they put in a grant to fund the purchase of chess materials that the team could then use to offer a program at the Manheim Township Library. Mm-hmm. So that's one that years later still exists, and the young people from the high school chess team still go and teach little kids how to get into chess. So that's been one that's been interesting to see the seeds planted in the future. Another recent one has been by the students in the National Art Honor Society, which was something that just newly started. They were asked for a grant to paint a new mural in the art hallway, and that's something that's currently underway. So we just received some progress of the project, some pictures. So it's neat to see the process that they're following and having so many students engaged in something that not only is a great experience for them, but then is giving back to their school community as well.
I got to check in with Amelia on that because she's part of the National Art Honor Society. So she knows all about what you're talking about.
Excellent. And National Art Honor Society students joined us on Saturday. They were doing face painting.
Okay.
So
Amelia was not there. Sorry.
We had some great face painters though.
That's cool.
I will attest in no way, shape, or form has any malfeasance or interdiction happened to try to get a grant approved. I can attest to that. There's been nothing, just so nobody would think otherwise. I just put it out there. The Education Foundation does great above board work.
That's right.
No malfeasance of any kind at all. What else would you want people to know about all the great work the Education Foundation does? You run on donations. We'll talk. We got a golf classic coming up on May 1st.
Yes.
Right. Which, after this week of being low temps below freezing, you might not be thinking of golf, but you should be thinking of golf coming up. But what else would you want to share for people to know about the Education Foundation to get people inspired and maybe support the great work you do?
I think the biggest challenge that we see as an education foundation is because what we do is so embedded within the regular school day, just for people to know that we're there. Be on the lookout for things coming home, whether it's an e-newsletter from school that mentions MTEF, or some of the different resources that their kids are using. There's so much that we're able to do because of the support of the community to help enrich the educational experience of students. And we work seamlessly with the school district to make that happen. Mm-hmm. So grants have to go through the school district to make sure that they align with curriculum and they're not going off course in any way. So everything we do enhances the educational experience for kids. And that's really what we're all about. And we want to make sure that we're doing it for all kids. So there shouldn't be a kid in Township School District who doesn't benefit from some sort of MTEF grant, which I think is really neat that on an annual basis, we're trying to positively impact every single kid, which is about 6,000. So it's no small feat.
Yeah. Big school district. And I prepared the email we send out every week about our show that's happening right now and apprizes our readers of our email list of what's going on. The number I think I read was $2 million of grants in total since inception in 1993.
93, yes.
Yeah, awesome. So a lot of added funds, especially when you look at that, that sub $1,000 range. Do you know what is the average size grant that you
I haven't calculated the average. That would be something to look at.
Yeah.
I would guess it to be maybe about 2,500.
Yeah.
Because we definitely have had some larger grants over time that skew that average. Some really large projects. The Skylab over at the high school. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that's an outdoor observatory. Has a retractable roof with a mounted telescope.
Not to be confused with Skynet.
No.
Skynet from Terminator. No. Skylab, far more positive.
Skylab. So that's something really unique for our school district to have that kind of observatory. Mm-hmm. We've done upgrades to the software within the planetarium. Again, something rather unique to Township. There's only a few schools within Lancaster County that have a planetarium. And students throughout the district really benefit from that. A lot of the elementary and intermediate kids come over to the high school to have planetarium shows. So that's been some really large grants that we've done over the years. We just had a Creative Commons, a re-envisioned area within the high school that's filled with all sorts of creativity engineering, hands-on things for students to use independently, but also within classrooms as well. So a classroom teacher will reserve a certain portion of the library space to use, whether it's for the podcasting studios or it's for Lego Spike resources. And it's really neat to see how that's used across the curriculum. The first class I heard using the Lego Spike resources was actually an AP government class. And I was like, what are you doing like for AP government? But their challenge was something along the lines of using a build to explain an aspect of how government works. So it's taking it in a different way for kids to just apply thinking and make it a little more fun. One of those things where you might not think you're learning something along the way, but you're doing it in a fun way.
You're learning.
But you're learning. Yeah, exactly.
I love that, though. It can't all be memorization.
Right.
Kids are going to remember those types of experiences.
Yeah.
And I love that you're doing that for them.
Yeah. So the larger ones, what I got from what you shared there, your larger grants really equal lasting things.
Correct.
That last number of years, bring in a number of schools. So it's not just the high school or it's not just the middle or elementary school. It's everybody gets to come in and benefit from it. And then the smaller ones, boy, I mean, it takes an awful lot of $1,000 to $2,500 grants or $3,500 grants to make up that $2 million. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of good education foundations done. How long have you been the executive director?
This is my third year.
Third year. Okay. How many other executive directors before you? Do you know?
I don't know offhand. That's a good question.
Okay. We're going to mark that incomplete on the quiz.
Let's talk about the golf outing.
Yeah, exactly.
So the golf outing will be Friday, May 1st at Overlook Golf Course. It is our second annual event, MTEF Golf Classic. We had board members who have talked about having a golf outing for a while. And last year we decided just to give it a shot and see. And it's quickly become our largest fundraiser. Our mini golf is really a big community engagement. We get a large volume of people to come through. This one is a little bit more focused on the fundraising side of it. And obviously you can only have as many people as the golf course can hold.
Sure.
So our goal though is to get 120 golfers. We're well on our way this year. We have some great sponsors. Murray Communities is the title sponsor of the event again this year. They were last year as well. And it's been a great way to see the community involvement, the alumni involvement. Bill Murray with Murray Communities is a proud alum of Manheim Township. Cool. So it's awesome to have his support each year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great day. It's a shotgun outing. So it's a little bit less pressure when not everybody's shot counts.
Yep.
And we have a quick kind of lunch beforehand. Golfers go out and enjoy the course, hopefully under sunny skies.
Guaranteed to be sunny.
We hope so.
Mid-70s, little breeze.
We declared it here.
It'll be perfect.
On Lancaster Connects, giving it to you for the second annual Manheim Township Education Foundation Golf Classic at 2:39 p.m. on Monday, March 23rd. It's going to be 79 degrees. Beautiful, light breeze for all you golfers.
It's going to be awesome.
We just willed it into existence.
That sounds fantastic.
I noticed you have awards. I always like the awards at these kind of golf scrambles. Like, do you do the award? Like, you get golf lessons if you have the worst score?
No, but that would be a great one. Maybe we should look into that.
Like, that's always a good one. I'm always up for that one because I'm a terrible golfer. Yeah, I tell the organizers, just put me on the team that wants to drink. Don't put me on the team. Don't put me on the team that's here to win because I'm going to ruin their day.
I just want to have some fun.
Yeah. Yep. It's like, can I just chuck the golf ball from the green?
We have plenty of fun at our outing. So
that's great. Yeah. So it's at Overlook Golf Course. It looks like it's a 1:00 start.
Correct.
Can you take single golfers? We'll find a home for them.
We'll find a home for them. Absolutely.
Even if you're bad like me.
Even if you're bad.
Okay. That's good.
Well,
you make the donation to be a golfer, you're in.
You're in, yeah. Yeah. But I'm sure you would be happy to take foursomes.
Absolutely.
That makes it easy.
Yep.
Yeah. But you can take solos and doubles. You'll find homes for them. And then there's a little dinner and awards at the end of the day. What kind of prizes are on the agenda?
I don't think we've finalized the prizes just yet. Last year we had prizes for like gift certificates for local golf places, whether it's for golf gear or foursomes to go golf in other locations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The lesson with a pro, that's a good one. That's anytime I've been at like the charity ones, it's like always, that's a good fun
Last
moment
place.
for the person that's last place. Here's a
I have a
lesson.
feeling I would be winning that if I were golfing, but I have to work the event. So
Yeah.
I-
Disqualified.
Yeah.
I guess you can buy the mulligans.
Yes, we'll have mulligans. I
Buy
would
the
be buying mulligans.
Yep, that's me.
Have to do that.
Are you doing any of the like closest to the pin contest, longest drive?
Last year we did both of those. Committee's still working on shaping up what we want to do for this year, but I'm pretty sure those will both be back in. We might add a putting contest this year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. All right. Any other events that are upcoming?
Those are our 2 spring events. Typically in the fall time period, we do a movie night at Penn Cinema. They're a great supporter of MTEF. So we look to see a family-friendly movie sometime in that fall time span. And then we try to piggyback on some community events and school district events. So the kickoff reading night in August, we typically are supporters of that event and participate there. So we look for just opportunities to connect with folks in the community.
Very good.
We'll be supporting the MT Earth Fest. That's the second annual event for Manheim Township, is having it in conjunction with the school district. That's over at Overlook Activity Center. I don't remember the date to it, but
It's in April,
that's
though,
coming
right?
up. It is
Yeah,
April,
yeah.
yes.
When you mentioned connecting with alumni and doing reunions, it spawned a question for me. If an alumni would want to establish a scholarship through Manheim Township, is that something that would run through Education Foundation?
So the Education Foundation does not do scholarships. We do, however, hold memorial funds or funds like in honor of something.
Okay.
So we have several of those that are created for alumni. Scholarships go really through the school district.
Okay.
But our memorial funds and honorary funds are used to support ongoing initiatives. So an alumni who was interested in giving back perhaps to a certain department that they was near and dear to their heart for the experiences they had.
An art teacher or a music teacher.
Absolutely. So like we have one fund that's really to support the sciences with a specific interest in chemistry. We have one fund that's a former educator that helps to support initiatives, particularly at Brecht Elementary School. So things that have special interest within the district.
And is that a little easier to get implemented than like a traditional scholarship?
I don't know. I don't know what the process looks like with the school district.
Right.
What we look to do is to fund that up to a certain level so that if they want to do something in perpetuity, it has enough funding that it can continue.
Right.
If they wanted to do more of just an earmarked gift for a specific purpose, that would be a shorter term project as opposed to a fund in perpetuity.
So either way, they could reach out to you.
Sure.
And set something up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great. So if you're a Manheim Township alumni and any of that sounded good, there was an art teacher, a music teacher, a class, something that you wanted to do as an alumni to give back, connect with Becky, and all that information's in the show notes. See, again, this is, I feel my seat. Like this is my seat. I find ways to call out to get your wallet out for our guests.
We like that.
Yeah, right.
That works. Opportunities to connect with people.
Yeah, exactly. See, opportunities to connect. Just get your wallet out, right? We're saying the same thing. It's just I'm a little more abrupt with it. I'm a little more.
That works.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
So, Becky, looking forward to the rest of 2026 and 2027 and beyond. What excites you the most about the Manheim Township Education Foundation, like what you're doing and what might be coming on the horizon?
I think what excites me most is that we never quite know what's coming on the horizon.
Oh, that's cool.
Because education's always evolving and our educators are just so phenomenal at, as we've talked before, about meeting the unique needs of their learners and evolving their instruction. And we're happy to be able to help make that work.
Yeah.
I don't like to look at it as like reactionary. It's more so taking advantage of a great opportunity. So when teachers see a new resource that they think is going to help make learning easier or more effective for their students or help them relate their learning in a new way, whether it's a new resource or it's an opportunity to bring in a speaker, those are the kinds of things that excite me. It's never the same thing twice.
Right.
So
that's cool. You just never know what teachers and kids are going to come up with.
Yeah.
It's fun when you see that email come through that there's a new grant because you have no idea what it's going to be. A new application coming through. And
yeah,
it's awesome.
Well, and the budgetary process for a school district like Manheim Township with 6,000 students it's a massive lift.
Correct.
And there's legal things you have to do, right? It's got to be presented. It's got to be read out, presented on screen at the meetings and all the Robert's Rule of Orders and things. You get to kind of live within rules and serve the interests of what the Education Foundation is there for, but you're more nimble than all
Correct.
that.
Yeah.
And you just get to say yes, which is the fun part.
Yeah. Sometimes, unfortunately, we have to say no.
Well, right. Again, you say yes.
Most of the time we get to say yes. And that's the really nice part.
I'm not here saying that Becky says yes to things she shouldn't. No, that's not the seed I'm saying right now. But to what you said, if it fits the parameters of what serves the kids in education and with what the district believes in and does, then it works.
Correct.
Yeah. Very good.
Awesome.
Very good. All right. Becky, thanks for all the work you do.
No problem. Thank you so much for allowing me to share about MTEF today.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we had some fun, and now we're going to have a little more fun with Connection Cocktail.
A few questions to get to know Becky a little bit better.
Maybe since this is education-based, we should call this Connection Mocktail.
Connection Mocktail. I mean, there are no drinks
schools,
regardless of what we call it.
I don't know.
Drinks.
That could have been vodka today with the way you acted. I don't know.
I think I should have had coffee. I'll go first.
That's water for the record. I joke.
It is water.
All right.
So are you a music person or a podcast person? A little bit of both. Let's say you're maybe on a long drive. What are you turning on?
At this point, mostly audiobooks.
Oh, okay. Third option. Yes.
Third option. Yes. I've always been a big reader, but having time to sit down and actually read a book doesn't always happen the way I want, but there's still so many things I want to read.
And you can't read and drive at the same time.
Yeah, it usually doesn't work out very well.
Okay. Yep.
So, but I like to mix it up with what I read. So it's a mix of fiction, nonfiction. It's just a great way to kind of keep in tune with things.
That's cool. All right.
So in the audiobooks, is there a voice, like an English voice?
You're thinking of Seinfeld.
An Australian voice that you like, I can really get into that. I like the topic of this book. I like this author, but I like this voice. Is there a voice that you go
the voice can definitely make a difference in terms of how you relate to the story. Yeah. If I'm listening to a memoir, as an example, I really like when the person is actually reading their memoir because I think you can relate to them a little bit more when it's in their own voice.
Yep.
And it's interesting now, I think audiobooks have really picked up in the marketplace because whereas older audiobooks would have just been read by one person, now there's books that have like a full production behind it. So multiple voices reading multiple characters, and it's more like listening to a TV show.
Yeah, more interactive.
Yeah. So it's I think there's an increased market to it with like the downloadable books. It's not so much like you're going out and buying an audiobook on CDs or tapes. If people remember what cassette tapes are.
We definitely remember cassette tapes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So if your friends had to describe you using one word outside of your work with the Education Foundation, what would it be?
I think a word that describes me pretty well is probably reliable. Not so much in a boring way, but like if you call me at 2:00 in the morning, I'm going to answer my phone and see what you need.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I like that.
It's cool.
That works.
It's a great trait.
I like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, last question. Besides gardeners, what is a local business you love supporting and why?
Ooh, Lancaster County has a lot of really good local businesses.
Oh, no question.
Yes. I'd say one that I'm really enjoying lately has been Nikki's Custard.
Oh, yes.
It's kind of addicting.
It's very addicting. My daughter works there.
Well, there you go. I've probably seen it there then.
Yeah.
Yes. So I haven't tasted a flavor that I haven't enjoyed. So.
Yeah. We had Nikki on the show, or Nicole on the show, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
All I know is I haven't been brought custard since. I'm just being honest. I feel a certain way about it.
I drive over on a Monday or Tuesday when they're not open.
They're not open.
That's really disappointing.
At least during the fall and winter.
Well, look, if we got to change Lancaster Connects to another day to get custard, we'll just do that.
I mean, we do have a little freezer.
If that's what's been impeding it all this time.
I owe you custard.
We control the calendar, for crying out loud. We can just do this any day. It means custard.
That's true. We when we had Nicole on, we had custard here, and we had to like pre-soften it for 20 minutes, and that was amazing.
Yeah, we had a whole instruction there, and it was like peanut butter and jelly custard.
Peanut butter and jelly, and we had something else. But yeah, their flavor combinations are amazing, and they do business the right way. They treat their employees great. So it's a very cool.
And they're building
business.
School.
Yeah, with the mural on it.
Murals on it. Yep. Very cool.
What is sub question? What is your favorite flavor?
Well,
what is your go-to?
This month, the go-to has been the thin mint shake because I love mint.
Yeah.
And ice cream or custard, anything like that. So that has just been, there's only a few days left to the month to get the thin mint.
So were you a shamrock shake person before?
Well, my son actually said it to me as we drove over when I was introducing him to it. And he was like, well, are we going to get shamrock shakes? And I said, well, you could go walk over if you want. It's right there. Or you can come with me. And he's like, no, I'll come with you.
You can get the real thing at Nikki's Custard.
Yes.
Or this other green abomination of shamrock shake.
Yeah.
That's me saying this.
Support small business.
In my opinion, McDonald's, in my opinion.
Plus, it has the Thin Mint cookies in it. I mean,
can't go wrong.
No.
Like the real Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies?
They taste like it. I'm thinking that's what it is.
You can't call it a Thin Mint without being real Thin Mints.
Right.
And they're closed Monday.
And I'm a Scouter, so I grew up going through Scouts. My son's in Scouts now, so.
You want to hear a funny thing about Scouts? So I used to do Scouts. But my hand is so messed up, I can't.
You can't do the thing?
You can't do the thing.
Those fingers. I got yelled at because I couldn't do it. They're like, we need to talk with you about your leadership. You are not doing the sign. And like these fingers, they just work together because
that's funny.
Riding dirt bikes as a kid and whatnot. So yeah, they work together. I can't.
You can't make the Scout sign.
I can't. Okay, side quest of the side quest.
Sure.
As we get closer to July 4th, celebrating 250 years of the United States of America, a big to-do this year in 2026 from 1776. I've been meaning to ask us this, and I gave you this as a little tip coming your way. Celebrating 250 years of America, what do you love about our country and like getting out there and celebrating it this year?
Sure. Our family loves traveling. We have a goal of reaching the 50 states together, and we're well on our way. We're looking at 3 new states this summer, which will take us, I think, to 45.
That's cool.
So we're getting
almost got the whole card punched.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Do you have like a pull down map that you mark?
We don't have a pull down map, but we do have a framed map that we put the little pins in, and another one that we put pictures in. So our rules are we only count if we visit together, and we do something while we're there. We don't necessarily have to stay over in a state. Most states we try to, but we try to do something unique.
Can't just drive through a corner and call it.
So like if you land in an airport someplace, that doesn't count. If you have to actually be there a bit. Be there, present,
do something.
It's been a lot of, it's resulted in a lot of time spent together. Some really long road trips. We drove out to Glacier in Montana. So that was a long road trip. And that's when we listened to audiobooks together. So yeah, some great trips.
Nice. So which 3 states are this summer?
This summer, the new states will be Arizona, California, and Nevada.
Oh, cool.
And then we'll touch back a little bit of Utah that we've already been to, but to a new section of it. But we love visiting the national parks and just finding some different quirky places to visit along the way.
Very cool.
It's got to be really neat to see how different states are and communities are, and like, climates and, architecture and all that.
Absolutely. In particular, when you are able to take the time to drive through to get to wherever you're going. This year, probably for the first time for one of these trips, we're flying out just to save time. But last year we did some of the southern states along the Gulf Coast, and really driving down, even if you're not stopping, you get to see so much more when you're driving through. And it's just been a really great experience. And so many places in our country, we say we want to go back and visit, but when you're trying to get to all 50.
Yeah. So have you done Alaska and Hawaii?
We have not, none of the 3 of us have not done Hawaii at all. My husband and I visited Alaska. Our son has not. So we're looking at that to be an upcoming trip.
Sounds like that'll be like a big to-do.
We're thinking high school graduation, and then hopeful college graduation would be Hawaii.
That's cool.
That's kind of the thought process.
Got it mapped out. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. No pressure. children of the Doumaux family. But you better do good to get Hawaii.
That's the way it goes.
Either that, and if you don't, you get Delaware.
You get to pick one neighboring state.
Go visit the screen door factory in Delaware for college if you flunk out.
Is there a screen door factory there?
I think that was from Wayne's World.
Oh, man, you're probably right.
That's where I was trying to reference.
You're
I think
right. I went right
Yeah.
over my head.
Yeah. All right. Becky, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for all the great work you do there at the Manheim Township Education Foundation, helping the kids and the teachers have a bigger, better, fuller, more experiential
There you go.
education.
That's a great description. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got a little business to wrap up, and we'll wrap that up now, and then we'll wrap up the show. My sleep better tip for you today, I have it here as I bang through the microphone. I apologize for your ears. So this one's all about circadian rhythm, which is appropriate considering we do have more light exposure right now. Thank God for spring, right? It's terrible when it's dark at 4:30. So if you felt like you're fighting to go to sleep at 5:30 because it's been dark for an hour, that's the reason. It's your circadian rhythm that goes along with that. You know, we've long been a species of people that rises when the light comes on in the morning and goes to bed when it goes off at night. It affects meal timing. It affects consistency and the impact of your sleep quality. And you might finally be feeling better after we change the clocks around, right? This clock change thing really can mess with your sleep. Even though it's only 1 hour, it can really equal to about 6 hours of jet lag. And so paying attention to circadian rhythm makes sense. I often talk about sleeping in 90-minute increments. So 4.5 hours, 6 hours, 7.5 hours, 9 hours, kind of flies in the face of 8 hours a night of sleep and you'll feel good. Well, there's a reason for that. It ties into circadian rhythm. So that's my sleep better tip. We've got a whole bunch more like that in our book, Sleep Better. We'll mail you a free copy. And I think I've mentioned this on the show, but if I haven't, it'll be the first time. All of our people here who can serve you at the highest level possible, which begs full wraparound to where we started the show. Why do you want to talk with our team? They are all now sleep science certified sleep coaches. They went through about 30, 40 hours of book work, did a 3-hour test that was legitimate. Like they couldn't cheat. There was no screen share. Like the computer knew if their mouse was deviating things. It's really wild stuff. So they're all now certified sleep science coaches. So our team can really serve you at the highest level possible. They got the diplomas to share it, to show it. So
yeah, we'll show that off next week.
We should. They're right out the door. We're going to be making a big to-do of that as I get the assets created to show that off and the way they deserve. They don't get to go to Hawaii for that graduation, but they'll get what they get here from me. And that's my sleep better tip.
That would be a great team trip, though. Just saying.
I might take that test if you're going to Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, hey.
Start studying.
Can you sell mattresses?
Perhaps in my spare time.
All right.
There we go.
We'll see. We'll put you on the list.
All right. Testimonial time for Gardner's Mattress and More. I know you cannot read that, but this is a handwritten testimonial that came in over the weekend. Yes, people take a pen and the paper we give them and write their experience. And this was from a recent customer, John. He had an excellent overall experience. Sales and delivery were perfect. Gardner's was the only store I shopped in for my new mattress because I trust them. And that's exactly the feedback we want to hear from customers. We've been doing this for 36 years now?
36 years.
My goodness. And,
there's your math.
There it is. It's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me. We started in 1990 and it's 2026. But yeah, trust is a big one for us.
Yep. All right. Becky, thank you so much for being a great guest.
Thank you again for having me.
Appreciate all you're doing. And it's about that time to wrap this show up. We'll see you next week on Lancaster Connects right back here at 2:00. See you next week, everybody. Take care.